So I know firsthand how daunting it can feel to put together meals when you are either having to cut out dairy and gluten and things like that, or if you've received some sort of diagnosis or intolerance or food sensitivity or allergy to any of those products, and you're wondering, what do I get from the store, but I still want to really give my body what it needs and I want it to be healthy. Because gluten-free does not automatically mean that something is healthy, because there's so many packaged items out there that won't really do a service or benefit to your body. So I am sharing the things that I like to pick up that are typical staples for us in our family. We like to eat real whole foods. And I also want to show you the ingredients of anything that I have as far as a packaged item, because I think it's really important for you to know not just that something's gluten-free, but that what am I putting in my body and how is this beneficial. Just knowing what you're putting in your body can be one of the most empowering things ever, especially when it comes to your health and your wellness. So I'm going to share the things that I got today from Aldi and a couple of things from a local store called Kroger. And they're just, I think, 3 or 4 things that I got from there that I couldn't pick up from Aldi because they're more of like name brand things. But I love shopping at Aldi, and I'll show you just how easy it is to put meals together. I'm going to show some meal ideas as well. So stay tuned if you're looking for meal idea inspiration and just some gluten-free and dairy-free and also grain-free staples that you might want to pick up at your local store. Let's start up with the meat. So some things are organic, some things are the next best. I don't have my own homestead or anything like that. Not that I necessarily would, but I love the idea of having pasture-raised meats and regeneratively farmed meats, but I get what's local to me and what works for me. So I really enjoy their Simply Nature organic chicken breast from Aldi, and it's $5.79 a pound, which actually works out to be cheaper than my Costco, and that's usually where I'll get a lot of my organic meats from. So there's the organic chicken breast. I typically get several packs of those. So I have the chicken breast here. I have 3 packs total. And then I grabbed some of the ground beef. I picked up 3 of the 85% lean, and I picked up just 1 of the 93% lean. Next up, their beef skirt steak. We typically like to cook our meat medium, but this we actually really prefer to be cooked well done, because it's just, and I like to marinate it in some lime juice. If you're, sensitive to those things, you can leave that out and put a little bit of baking soda in your water to help tenderize it. But we really like this. I put it in the air fryer. It's usually like a 20-minute meal for us. And this was $8.39 for this grass-fed skirt steak. And we've really been enjoying having that as like taco bowls sometimes. Sometimes we'll just have it with potatoes. Sometimes we'll have it on a salad. I'll put some meal ideas as far as how we use that. So let's move this out of the way. Next up, I picked up their Never Any, no antibiotics, no added hormones, vegetarian fed, and no added steroids. So I didn't see any of the organic boneless, skinless, so I just picked up 2 packs of these. And they were $3, and they were, where's the price per pound? Yeah, they were $3.69 a pound. So this was such a great deal. I picked up 2 of those. And then next up, I just have some of their no antibiotics ground chicken. So this is just a really cheap item that you can do a quick stir fry with, or egg roll in a bowl or something like that is the option for the ground chicken that Aldi had. And next up, we have been loving these. I usually eat this for breakfast, and this is just the apple chicken apple chicken sausage. And this is just their Never Any that doesn't have any antibiotics, hormones, and has a vegetarian diet, no nitrates or nitrates added. And then here are the ingredients. It does have sugar, and it does have natural flavors. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of those things where I'm like, this isn't perfect ingredients, but I have this pretty often actually, because one of these links is 14 grams of protein, which is such a great way to get in protein. And I like that the skin gets kind of crispy. So I really enjoy having those for breakfast. And then just picked up a can of their albacore tuna. That's the one that I prefer to get from Aldi. It's just because it's higher in protein. And then here is the Califia organic almond milk. They didn't have coconut milk, which is what I typically get for myself, and then this one for my husband. But I love that there are just three ingredients. I picked up 2 of those. And then on to the produce. I picked up 2 heads of the broccoli. So 2 heads of the organic broccoli, and they were $3.29 a piece in my area. I picked up some coleslaw mix and some shredded iceberg, which of course I could do this by myself, but I like to have some things convenient, and it was like under $2 for this. Next up, I picked up some yellow potatoes. We already have sweet potatoes here, so I didn't need those. I picked up 2, these were $2.15 per pound, and these 2 large organic zucchini, picked those up. Cara oranges, which my husband and my son love. 2 of these plantains. When those get ripe, I'll show you what I did with them last week. Pink lady apples. And then we'll get into the kind of grain-like things. So that's going to be this chickpea rotini pasta. I love to give this to my son because it just has such a great nutrient profile as far as the fiber. It has 8 grams of fiber for 3/4 of a cup, and it has 12 grams of protein. It's plant protein. It's not a complete protein. So I typically will give this to him as like a tuna salad, or I'll put ground beef with this or something that's going to round out the complete protein. But it's really filling, great on fiber, so good. I can have this once in a blue. Beans don't really agree with me. Next up, this is just such a great snack. My husband and my son have this for some sort of snack every single day. And this is the pistachios. And those are the ones with sea salt from Walmart or Kroger. No, it's Kroger. I picked these up from Kroger, but you can get them from Walmart and you can get them from Amazon. So if those are local to you, Whole Foods usually carries them. Several stores carry them. Sprouts. They're just getting more and more widely available. So this is a great grain-free and gluten-free seed flour cracker. And then these are the ingredients. I absolutely love these. These are some of my favorites. They remind me of these crackers that my grandmother used to eat back in the day called Great Grains. That's what these taste like. Really, really good. Those were 2 for $7 at my local store. So Walmart, they're typically about $4, almost $5 a piece. So I went ahead and picked these up because they were on sale. Next up, from Aldi, if you have not seen these are avocado oil chips, and oh my goodness, these are really, really good. So if you are familiar with any of the grocery hauls I've done on this channel, you know I love the Siete brand. These are $3. The Siete brand are about $5.79 or $4.79. Sometimes they're like 2 for $9 in my area, which is usually the sale price. So I picked up 2 bags of those. And then Aldi had these, and I gotta tell you, if these are not some of the most delicious things, these little cashew clusters, if you see these in your area, try them. Oh my goodness. So they're sweet bites with cashews, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. Really simple ingredients. They are also certified gluten-free. And these are the ingredients: cashews, almonds, cane sugar, pumpkin seed kernels, rice syrup, and sea salt. So if you are, really, really sensitive to like rice and things like that, you may want to skip these. If not, they are fantastic. So this is my 2nd week in a row grabbing these, and they're usually gone within 4 or 5 days because all 3 of us really, really love these. So next up, I am going to show you how I utilize this. Okay, so I am clearly in my kitchen, and I am about to just work on a quick and easy dinner. So I think it's really, really easy to take real whole food ingredients and then create meals around those individual things, and you put them together, and before you know it, you have a just nutrient dense, really delicious meal that is perfect for leftovers the next day. So that's typically how we treat our dinner. I'll usually make enough so that we have lunch for the next day. Throughout the week, this gets a little low, so I can eat this on everything. I think I put it on almost everything. So I am going to actually go ahead and cut up one more, maybe two, depending, because these onions need to be used. And I just reuse this brine. I usually reuse it once and then I'll toss it. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut up some more and pop it in this bowl and just let it sit. So I'm just cutting out some onions. I've shared how I make these refrigerator pickled red onions on my channel. It's super, super easy, but I just brine it. I cook it up a little bit, sort of, just to soften it. And then I'm just adding some extra from the leftover brine. And I like to reuse it a couple times. Also, please don't cut on plastic cutting boards if you can help it. I have a glass top that I use and I am showing you that I'm using that here. You just don't want to accumulate those microplastics. This is just to protect my counters. There are our pickled red onions. I'm popping these in the fridge until tonight. Okay, so I'm just gonna get started on our burger bowls. I have about 8 yellow potatoes here, and I'm just gonna do a giant pan of it because, like I said, everything that I make for dinner is typically going to be saved for leftovers for lunch the next day. And I have a parchment lined sheet pan. It's preheated to 425 degrees. And for my oil, I'm gonna use some avocado oil. So I am just going to go ahead and peel these potatoes. Okay, here are our potatoes all cut up. I have our avocado oil and I have some salt. And then we have our sheet pan and we're gonna get started. So to make these burger bowls, I am just giving the potatoes a head start. So the potatoes are tossed in some avocado oil and a little sea salt, and I'm just going to roast those at 425 degrees for about 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna pop in my hamburgers, and that's gonna go for about 25 minutes, and then everything's done. And we are going to use the same bowl. Why dirty another bowl? And I'm gonna mix the two of these together because I just think it gives the perfect ratio of fat to lean ground beef. Using a scoop. So I'm actually just going to place this on our parchment lined pan. I'm going to make 8 of them. So 1/4 pound burger each. And then I'm going to flatten them out from there. So now we are just going to smash out our burger patties, and they are going to shrink some, so it's okay if they touch. But this is my way of not standing there and frying, 8 burgers. And then I'm going to add some really simple seasoning. I just like to add salt because we're going to top it with things like ketchup or mustard and all the fun things. So I'm just going to pat all of these out. Next, kosher salt. Don't ask me why. I've done garlic powder. I've done onion powder. I've done all of the things, and nothing tastes better than specifically kosher salt. Me and my husband are just like, yeah, kosher salt was meant for meat. I don't know what it is, but it is absolutely amazing. So if you have never tried kosher salt and nothing else on your beef, give it a try because it has just... Sometimes it's just the simple things. It is so stinking good. The potatoes are currently in the oven, roasting. So that's basically our French fry component. So we're having burgers and fries basically, but make it healthy. Health it up a little bit, right? So we're just giving everything a little toss. Golden beets, and I just chop chopped off the top and the bottom, gave them a good wash, and I'm gonna roast them.
Until next time, your life matters, what you do with it matters. So what will you steward well?